Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a quick update. We have more severe thunderstorm warnings that are now pushing into our western counties, and new updates coming in as we speak on the risk of severe weather into the overnight hours. A new warning issued for the Fargo area. Storms are approaching us right now. This warning is hot off the presses. Let's get right to it. On the radar behind me, line of storms all the way from the Bottineau County area and Belcourt straight south into the Bismarck-Mandan area. They continue to show an increase in intensity there. This cell moving into Stutzman County out of southern Kidder County. Remember, Kidder County had the tornado warning storm, huge tornado. 20 train cars knocked off their tracks just east of the Steele area. Another severe thunderstorm warning for your area. We'll cover that. And again, the FM area seeing a strong line of thunderstorms that's making its way. We've been talking about this all night, and the models are, well, they're just showing that this storm is going to continue its way off to the east as we go into the evening hours. A couple models had this diving south. Others had it dissipating. It's not. This is a potent cluster of thunderstorms that is feeding off the environment in our area thanks to southeast winds that are strong in the lower levels of the atmosphere. How long will this last? It's a little bit unclear. Richland County storms moving through, as well. So let's take a look at what we have going on with regards to the Cass County area. Now, moving into Arthur and Castleton, these cells at times are pulsing up and could be producing some sizable hail. The main reason for this warning is this leading edge of storms right here, moving out of Barnes County now and pushing into western parts of Cass County. Now, these storms capable of 1-inch diameter hail. They're moving off to the east. Now, the individual cells are showing a rapid pace of moving northeast at 40 plus miles per hour, but this whole line is essentially moving east. So here's a look at the latest from the National Weather Service. Again, the warning is in effect until 1 o'clock in the morning for the next hour. 30 mile per hour easterly movement with these storms. 1-inch diameter hail and 60 mile per hour gusts will be making their way in towards parts of northern Fargo, West Fargo, Castleton, Mapleton, Harwood, Riley's Acres, and Arthur. Those are the communities in the path of the storm. You're probably hearing the thunder and lightning now in Castleton. Well, this line of storms, this initial line here, looks like it may sneak out of the FM area and move up to the north. So that first line is going to mainly affect the northern part of the metro area as we go through. And taking a look at some of these storm tracks, I'm going to turn off some of these lines so you can see a little more clearly the latest scan. So again, Arthur, Castleton, hail cell, hail core near the Castleton area could be 3/4 of an inch in diameter. But this line here near Tower City right now has that gust potential with it. Notice these little spinning icons. Those are drawn up there when the Doppler radar is indicating there could be some shear or spin in these storms. The risk of tornadoes is a lot lower than it was earlier as we went through the evening hours, but now into the overnight, we still have this thunderstorm cluster. This is not one thunderstorm. This is a whole bunch of thunderstorms. Here's what one thunderstorm looks like down here. There's another one 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 here. You get the picture. This is a cluster of thunderstorms, an organized cluster of thunderstorms making its way through the region. And these clusters can sometimes work together to feed on each other all night long. Now, that's another reason why it looks like Hutch's radar here is showing a solid line of thunderstorms from all the way near and north of, well, near Hope, all the way down to Nome. And it looks like a solid line. Everybody's going to get rain and thunderstorms, right? Not necessarily, because the radar beam expands as we go out farther away from the Mayville, North Dakota radar. Now, all of this activity is seen here is at cloud level. So there's clouds up there. There's raindrops in the clouds, but not all of us are seeing the torrential downpours of rain reach the surface at any given time. So keep that in mind. The other thing to note is that as the radar is showing here down near the Catherine area, we got this one thunderstorm cell here. That could rain itself out and not hit Nome. So it goes away. And between these two, there's not as heavy of rainfall, and it makes it look like the storm is splitting around you. So that's a common thing that happens around these storms as they work their way eastward. Again, they're just now crossing into central Cass County, western Cass County, right in the Tower City and Buffalo area right now. And this is, in fact, where we have the greatest hail potential. It looks like right over Tower City. You see the little pink here? That could indicate some significant hail above the ground that could make its way down to the ground here as we go through the upcoming moments of time. 1-inch diameter hail, Gusty winds to 60 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. And dare I say, a few spots may even see some localized winds greater than that. This storm cell north of Castleton's picking up towards Amenia, Castleton. That hail core right there, pretty serious. Now that's increasing in strength there as it works its way towards Harwood and Argusville. Now again, the average movement of these storms to the north and to the east as we go through. Let me see if I can gather my information over here. Okay, let's see. All right, we'll do that later. What I do want to point out with the easterly movement of these storms, the direction of movement and how far away they are, let's talk about the distance. This Castleton area cell is making its way to the northern reaches of the Fargo-Moorhead area and the Harwood area, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. That's about a half hour away from, say, Harwood. Let's zoom in just a little bit closer, Argusville. So again, Harwood to Argusville, 15 miles away, moving at about 30 miles per hour. It's about a half hour away. At 12:27, I'm expecting those storms to be in that area. So keep that in mind. And the hail core that's here now doesn't mean it's going to be solid hail the whole way along that path. So keep that in mind. That's when the line arrives in your neck of the woods. Now, we also have a line here in the Buffalo area moving off to the east. That's moving also at about 30 miles per hour. I'm going to go with this hail core that's in Tower City right now. Now, if that starts here, right here, and it moves to the east, and it's moving at 30 miles per hour to Castleton, this main line that will be making its way towards you, is 21 miles away. So moving at 30 miles per hour, you can see it's going to be the better parts of 2/3 of an hour, so about 40 minutes or so. So it's going to take a little bit of time for it to get here into the Castleton area. Sometimes these do accelerate a little bit, so we'll keep that in mind. Gusty straight line winds look to be the main threat as we go into the evening hours. Now, down near Kindred, we have an isolated thunder shower working its way between Leonard and Kindred right now, and also moving into Richland County, a whole cluster or line of non-severe storms out there north of Hankinson, heading into the Wahpeton Breckenridge area right now. Fairmount all moving out of Winemere, pushing off over the Morton exit there as you look into the, Richland County area. These will be crossing into Wilkin County shortly, so yeah, you do have a chance of some showers and storms. This whole cluster of storms right here, this puppy right here, that's moving off to the east, and it's going to continue to moving east. So the chances are that this is going to continue moving east. The question is exactly how long is it going to continue with this inflow that continues to feed the monster here with more moist air into the overnight hours. That is a little bit on the questionable side and not certain about the risk of that continuing. Now, a new severe thunderstorm warning. Look at the hail core on this puppy right here. It's barking loud south of Medina. Do you see the areas of pink right there that also become blue? That's near Streeter. That is some serious hail potential with this particular cell. So that storm is making its way here. Let's go ahead and do a ETA out towards the Cleveland area. And again, with that particular storm move in this direction, we're looking at, well, let me try that one more time. So the Cleveland area may see that storm. It looks like, there it is. By around 12:34 a.m. is when it's expected to move there. Otherwise, it'll be in rural areas south of Medina, but crossing the I-94 corridor right near Cleveland. And that's coming up at 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock as we go through. Now, this storm is going to be passing to the north of Streeter area, and that's a severe thunderstorm warning. The warning does not include Jamestown at this particular time, as that storm has moved out of the area near the Napoleon area. A little bit of rotation with the bottom or the south side of that particular storm. Look what's forming out here as we sneak in towards the McCluskey area in Sheridan County. We've got Robinson and Tuttle, Bowdoin out there in the areas of Wells County. That series of storms is heading in the general direction of you folks in Harvey once again. A couple of cells showing some signs of rotation on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that's showing. Let's see if I can turn that measurement tool off here. There we go. So now as we take a look at the velocity data with these storms, there is some weak rotation showing up in these, a little more organized up here, not far from the Harvey area. So again, it's dark out there. You don't want to be running outside and looking at this stuff. Just know this, that these are some stout thunderstorms. No severe warning for those as of yet, and we'll continue to monitor them as they work their way off to the east. But again, for the Fargo area, storms are just pushing into the western part of the Cass County area, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. They are right now working their way out of Tower City, heading in towards Amenia and Castleton. We have a leading line of storms also associated with this that are non-severe right there near Arthur and Amenia, but those cells are, well, they're increasing in strength right here on this leading one that's heading towards Harwood and Argusville on the I-29 corridor. So that is a look at what we have going on right now as we head into the evening hours. I'll be back with updates as we are seeing an increase in the rotation and the cell that's working its way into Stutsman County. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for that. It looks like we've got some hail detected from a cell here. Where's the radar data on that one? Let's see. Let's pull up a radar here a little bit closer to the Minot area, and that might be a lot closer for us to see because I'm using a Mayville radar and I'm not seeing anything there. How's it detecting radar 1-inch diameter hail with nothing there? So let's go ahead and make sure I'm on the most recent scan. I am. Yeah, it's loading up here. Let me see. Okay, so I think that was a ghost from some past storm. All right, we'll call Ghostbusters here on Hutch's Weather. Let me see if we have any questions, and then we'll get back to a break, and we'll come back as this storm approaches the FM area. It is severe, large hail to 1 inch in diameter. Some areas could see gusts up to 60 miles per hour. I think the gusts will be the main threat with that storm. Will Jamestown get hit with anything else? Kaylin, thanks for your question. Yeah, there is a storm moving into the Jamestown area. Looks like it's going to pass just off to the west of you at this particular point. However, it is possible we see some of this activity spread into your area once again. So I can't say it's all said and done with. Rugby, you have another cell making its way through your neck of the woods there in Pierce County, Balta, and points north, working its way to the north of the Maddock area now, another cluster of some storms. That's briefly, at times, producing some hail, as you see with the pink and the gold there, likely generally around 1/2 inch in diameter or so. So again, that's what we're seeing right now. I'll take a quick look. Thundering in Grand Forks. Deb, thank you for your report there. These showers are moving in towards Beltrami and Fertile, and also some in the Crookston area, working their way south out of the Grand Forks area for now. That's going to be a rainy overnight for some, and it's going to last into the midday hour. If you saw my forecast report, I'll do a just short forecast summary coming up here for the morning hours. But for now, it looks like a long night of weather with hit and miss showers and storms. ETA for storms in Park Rapids as we look at your area. It's a long ways away. I'm going to say it's going to be closer to the morning hour based on what we're seeing on the models. And I'm talking about between 7 and 10 in the morning, and it could last into the midday hour. Doesn't sound too terrible in Amenia yet. Thank you so much, Erica. I appreciate that. And we do have the it'll be interesting. Is it raining heavy there, or are you seeing any of that activity making its way towards you in the Amenia area? Did that rain hit the ground, or was it just developing? That would be helpful to know, and I sure appreciate your update. Any sirens going off with this storm, Ashley? I have not heard about that at any point or any town. I'm not seeing any significant shear or spinning with a lot of these storms. There's some weak spin. This one is probably the strongest, although the hail core diminishing a bit as it moves towards Medina. Look at this, heading through Steele, heading there. We have this little spinning icon showing up right here. Okay, so there is some spin or shear with this storm. If I take a look at the base velocity with that, we've got reds and greens next to each other showing some shear, not far from Streeter, working its way through that neck of the woods. So again, that is very high in the atmosphere that's picking up that. Let me see if I switch over to the Bismarck radar to answer your question again. Yeah, it should be lighting up here. How come I'm not seeing you? Okay, we'll just reload. Pardon me while I reload the details. Do you think the Devil's Lake area will stay out of the severe category? Yes, I think for the most part, yes. There's some stout thunderstorms with some hail, but we have not seen a severe thunderstorm up in the northern part of the valley and the northern part of the Devil's Lake Basin all night long. I've been fooled on this before, but the main risk and the main energy in the atmosphere is down south with these south winds. Also, the storms down here are taking in this southeast inflow and just robbing a lot of the moisture that's heading up in your neck of the woods. Now you can see there's some activity that's firing there with another wave in the upper levels of the atmosphere moving in. But that said, the risk of severe thunderstorms overnight out in central North Dakota has greatly reduced, although we see moving into Jamestown, we have a very strong cell there. So that is a look. Let's see, as we look at this spinning storm working its way into the areas near Jamestown. I was trying to get the Bismarck radar to illuminate here. Let me see if I can see those again. Okay, maybe I need to pause this. Okay, so for some reason, sorry about this. I'm trying to tackle a question. Learning how to find all of this stuff on here has been a little bit interesting. So we'll see if we can. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, so now we're turning on the Bismarck radar. While that's loading up, it should give us a closer look at this cell that's rotating here. Aha! So right over the Streeter area. Do you see this little knuckle in the storm right here? That area right there, there's likely some spin. This is called a hook echo. And if that hook echo is spinning, then in this same area to the left of the S in Streeter, we're going to see reds and greens next to each other when I slip to the velocity look. And indeed, just to the left of the S, that's where we're seeing the spin. Motion toward the radar in green in Bismarck, motion away from the radar in Bismarck in red. There is your spin. There's your shear that the radar is picking up not far from Streeter. So it's not terribly strong, but this is looking up in the sky just a little bit above the ground. So that rotating thunderstorm's moving over Streeter. We do have that warning continuing for hail on the north side of the storm. Hail, look at the hail size estimate here. Wow, 1.75 inch diameter. The probability of severe hail is over 50%. It's upwards of 60%. That's of the area, 60% of the area getting severe hail. The rest of you getting some smaller hail. Lightning going on in Fargo now. Mia, thank you so much. All right, so the cells are working their way into the FM area. We got that cell just to the north near Argusville. That's a look at the velocity from Bismarck. So pay no never mind to what you're looking at there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the closer radar here in Mayville and look at this cell making its way into the FM area. So we do have some cells to the south of us that are moving in. Let's go right to the reflectivity data here. Yeah, so really just some thunderstorms that are outside of town still. The main event has not gotten to Fargo. This is lifting to the north near Argusville. We talked about that going to Harwood, but I think that's even going to stay north of you in Harwood for now. Then you got the solid line that's making its way all the way through western parts of Cass County into southern and eastern parts of Barnes County right now. And that cell and cluster of cells working through Fingal, heading towards Alice, Tower City, and pushing in towards the I-94 corridor near Buffalo. Those cells are likely to hit the Fargo-Moorhead area, but they're a little farther out. So those storms continuing to fester up. Look at all these cells here starting to push up near Harvey. There's some 1-inch diameter hail potential from this cell moving into Wells County right now. So if you're in Harvey, if you're in the Bowden area, Fessenden, Goodrich area, those areas likely going to see some stout thunderstorm activity moving into Harvey anytime soon. So let's see what the National Weather Service is saying in the Bismarck area. And now let's see what the National Weather Service is saying in case I'm missing anything with the National Weather Service in the Fargo area, Grand Forks area. Nope, not missing a thing. Maddock, you got a storm north of you heading into the Devil's Lake Basin. That's what we got going on. Moving in through the Cass County area. Here's Tower City. Let's look at a DOT cam. This is likely going to be just dark roads that we're looking at here, but let me take a look and see if we're seeing anything with the lightning and the background of these cells working their way in towards the FM area. So now we'll look in the Castleton area. Here's a look at what we're seeing from the storms. It's just too hard at night to use these cameras to see much of anything. A live camera might do a little bit more justice to what we got going on. You're looking in the Fargo area, looking eastbound, and that image is not available. Okay, so we'll ditch that and head on up to the air area. And out near, maybe we go to Ariska. Okay, that shows nothing. But what that's showing is an inundation with extremely heavy rain. And there we go. We can see the lights. Cars stopped by the side of the road, and a little bit of an update on a video for you from those of you out there. Look at this. Look at the water piling up there at the Ariska Rest area out in the Barnes County area. So now I take you to Hutch's weather. We're going to take a look at some of your photo uploads. And while we do that, I'm going to be looking my eyes off in the corner here to see if anything new has come in. So thank you very much for that. And thanks all of you for watching on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. And seeing if there's some new pictures and photos that have come in. Yes, there are. So we'll go ahead and hand this to you. Okay, here's the latest. what we're noticing with these heavy rains and storms, these are semi-trailers that are tractor trailers pulling off on the Highway 1 off-ramp, trucks waiting out the wind with the storm. Here we go. Playing a video. Almost constant lightning, horizontal rain, and they're just giving it a break there while the storm moves through, which isn't a bad idea. With those big trucks and semis like that, the crosswinds can be kind of strong with gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour going to be likely, moving through parts of Cass County and along the I-94 corridor. So if you pull off the road, those winds will be right into you on I-94, right? Since they're coming from the west. But if you're on the I-29 corridor and you pull off, those will be a crosswind. So keep that in mind. No fun to drive in a crosswind, but you may want to park a little bit less into the west wind. So especially if you're empty. Okay, we did have some pictures earlier, and this is a look at what happened out in the Steel area. Thanks, Jay, for uploading this. 20 train cars toppled over. They were empty. They didn't have rain in them, but a tornado-warned storm and a large tornado at that moved through the area, likely causing that damage. So thank you so much for uploading your photos. A lot of hail out in the western part of the state. You can always get the latest by visiting Hutch's Weather, hutchesweather.com. These storms are a long ways out from Fargo yet. As the crow flies, you can see on the radar, we do have some north of town. Those will be crossing the I-20 corridor here in a short time. But these leading storms are not the severe ones. We could see some nickel-sized hail out of those. Here's the main event, the main wind event, the main hail event, and we even have some rotating thunderstorms heading in the general direction of western Stutsman County with some significant hail over 1 inch in diameter, 1.5 inch diameter possible with these cells, 60 mile per hour gusts. Does look like it's going to pass off to you folks to the west of you folks in Jamestown. But if you're in Medina and Cleveland, you're going to have very heavy rain. Large hail potential over 1 inch in diameter. And you're also going to see that risk of some very gusty straight line winds with the storm as well. So more likely in Cleveland and Medina than it is in the Jamestown area, at least at the latest scan. If you are in the Wells County area, we've been tracking a couple of storms moving into Harvey that could be producing 1 inch diameter hail. So keep that in mind. That one's showing some potential as well. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I'll be back with another update coming up shortly. But for now, as is always the case, as these storms approach, stay away from windows. Stay away from the side of the house that has trees on it, particularly if they are on the west side of the house where the storms are coming from. Those winds coming out of the west are likely going to be blowing directly to the east. And 60 mile per hour winds can topple branches and trees into windows and such. So stay away from that side and away from those situations. If you have any severe weather to report, you can do so by uploading your photos of that severe weather when it's safe to do so. That would include pictures of the hail, making sure you're comparing that hail to something like a ruler in size, tape measure, or even coins if you don't have a tape measure available. If these storms are approaching your area in western parts of Cass County now, seek shelter, stay away from windows. Same thing goes for western Stutsman County. I'll be back with updates throughout the evening and overnight as storms become severe. I'll let you know about it. Otherwise, sleep tight. The storms will be rumbling through the overnight hours right into your morning and all the way through noon tomorrow. Not constantly, but in waves as we're seeing take place here tonight. I'll be back a little bit later, but until next time, log into hutchesweather.com for the latest updates. You can use the interactive radar there. If any warning goes severe, it'll let you know about it right there on hutchesweather.com. Subscribe on YouTube by hitting the subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook by hitting the follow button. And as always, thanks for the likes and the comments and the shares. Let me see if there's any other questions. Nope, I think we got everything answered here. Have a good evening. Light rain in Fargo. It rained. Nothing else in Amenia. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. More coming, Erica. Thanks so much in Litchfield and Catherine Tempest. Appreciate it. There is going to be some showers and thunder showers in your area right now, but right now the heaviest of the area is north of you in Catherine. As you look down into southern Barnes County, there have been some stout storms, but the main brunt of it was just to the north of you. Catherine, you got some cells that are strong moving towards you, but you are not in the warned area. And here is another look at the radar for you and Catherine to answer your questions. Sometimes I don't see all these questions as they fly in. Thank you very much. Homework time now, says Brandon. You get that homework done, and good luck to you. Good luck to all you students in your back to school time frame here. And good thing to get the semester started off right. And also, for now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe.